I'm a Principal Technical Account Manager based out of Bangalore. Super excited to talk to you guys today. What I'm going to talk about today is shifting the value of observability left to all the developers. Not the left hand, but as early as possible in the software development lifecycle. All right? New Relic loves developers. Who doesn't? Do you remember the 2006 conference where Steve Ballmer went from that end of the stage to this end shouting, developers, I really want to do that now, but I can't. Right? I'm not as energetic as Steve Ballmer, of course. I'm younger than him. But New Relic loves developers, right? And that is what we wanted to do, is to make observability a daily practice for you guys at every stage of your software lifecycle. And we want to meet you guys where you live. Not in your PGs, not in your homes, but in your IDEs. Everybody love, how many developers do we have in the house? No rise of hands. Come on, give me a cheer. There you go. Right. So, you love your IDE, right? And that's where we want to meet you through New Relic CodeStream. What exactly is CodeStream? CodeStream brings all of your existing collaboration tools and now the power of observability into your IDE with just one plugin. And it works seamlessly across VS Code, Visual Studio, IntelliJ, and a bunch of other IDEs, right? I'll talk through 4 different use cases that you have. That's basically the 4 things that you developers live your daily life. Issues, sounds familiar, right? PRs, code discussions, observability is something that is new for you. I'll talk about that. I will demo this stuff on VS Code, which happens to be one of my favorite IDEs. But CodeStream works seamlessly across all the IDEs that I spoke about a minute ago, right? First thing, issues. You are developers. What's the first thing that you do in the morning once you go to office or start your work? Unless you have some work pending from yesterday, you would go and then look at the list of issues or tasks or bugs, whatever it is that's assigned to you, right? Jira tickets, right? It could be Jira tickets, it could be something that you have in GitHub, anything, right? How cool it would be if you can actually see that information in your IDE. And that's what CodeStream does. Let's quickly take a look at the tickets, right? So here, I'm showing you the integration that we have with Jira. And this one is right now shown in the list of tickets that are assigned to me. And CodeStream integrates with all different types of issue trackers that you have, like be it Trello, GitLab, Azure DevOps, a bunch of other issue trackers, right? Now, I can see a bunch of issues there, but what if I'm interested in a specific set of tickets? If I'm using Jira, Jira already has something called as JQL, Jira Query Language. I can bring that JQL, put it here, create a custom filter, and I'll see only that set of issues. Yes, you know that you found what's the issue that you really wanted to work on. You wanted some details, right? You're going to click on that issue, and you can see the complete details of that specific ticket. And once you know that, okay, this is my ticket, I'm not going to offload this to someone else. I have to work on this. If not, I'm going to get my pay raise next month, right? What will you do? You will start working on it. And that is when you are going to create a new branch. You can do it through CodeStream, right? Yes, you created the branch. What's the next step? You need to switch to the branch because obviously you can't do anything, everything on your master branch, right? You have to switch the branch. And all of this can be done through CodeStream seamlessly through your IDE. And the best part, because of the integrations that we already have with different types of messaging systems, you can also update your status and then say, I'm working on this specific feature or bug, right? PRs. How many of you have bad experience with your PRs? You write a code and someone would just reject it and then say, hey, this code is bad, right? So, PRs. Once you wrote some extra set of code or you fix something, the next thing that you would do is raise a PR. And this is super powerful and very seamless, the way to interact with your PRs through CodeStream. It keeps you in the flow that you're already doing, where you're writing your code, All you have to do is open CodeStream plugin, go there, and then click Add a PR. And CodeStream detects all the changes that you have done in this repository, clubs them together, creates one PR for you. Right? That's pretty awesome. Let me show you something better. What this one does is, yes, you raise the PR, you're interacting with some other person, the person approves it, rejects it, whatever, right? Imagine the situation. A few years ago, if a new engineer joins your team and he has a question about what a piece of code does, the person would just walk across the floor, tap on the shoulder, and then ask, hey buddy, what does this line of code do? And the other person would explain or say, get lost. No, the first one. Yeah. So these days what you're doing, I think because you're working mostly remotely, you would just message the person in Slack. That is all tribal knowledge, right? And that can get lost very easily. I see a lot of developers here saying, yes, yes, I can feel that, right? So what we are doing through CodeStream. So now CodeStream makes it super easy for you guys to maintain all of this and do it just through your IDE. All you have to do, select the lines of code, and then there is that small button that says add a comment. We call that code marks. You click on that one, and then it allows you to, it shows this pop-up where you can say, you already added the lines of code there, and you tell, this is my question about these lines of code, can someone help me? At the same time, who are you going to ask the question? You need to know the person. And then, because I already know, probably my best friend Anupam here, I'll say, hey Anupam, tell me, what does this code do? But at the same time, CodeStream can also do this for you through Git blade. It will find who is the person who wrote this code and then tag the person automatically for you. Because of all the integrations that we have with Slack or Microsoft Teams or all the other messaging systems, I can also send a notification once I'm done with this, and I add a code mark, and I can send that to one of the Slack channels as well, right? Just like how you're seeing here. And if someone else wants to comment on this one, the person can go, click on the comment, and then add answer to that. Same time, I can also see the list of comments that I am tagged to. I'm not the person asking all the questions. I also get some questions asked to me, right? I can see those questions right there. And I can say, hey, this one is used for XYZ, and here it is. And that detail, once I resolve this particular comment, goes back to my Slack channel directly. And all of this can be maintained as the institutional knowledge where you can have in one place. It's looking cool, right? It's very nice. Let me show you something better. I'll keep saying this for the whole day. For the first time, we are bringing observability into your IDE. You can integrate with our famous, popular errors inbox. How many of you know errors inbox? It looks something like this. How many of you have seen this? Oh, I can see few hands up in the air. So basically, errors inbox is one capability of New Relic where all the errors are consolidated along with all the details. And this one, once you click on one of these errors, this one will show you the error detail, the time, the trend, and also the stack trace. Stack trace is pretty close to your code. Your developers, you like, oh, this is the stack trace. From here, I know everything that's breaking, right? And that's how it looks. Once you click on this one, it's going to show you all that information. But do you see something right there? There is something small that's coming right there. Just wait, give it another second, and there you go. Open in IDE. And once you click on Open in IDE, New Relic launches your IDE. And the magic here is, New Relic knows which service on New Relic is instrumented and which service belongs to this particular code that you have opened in your IDE. So it takes you directly to the file of your repository and also takes you to that specific line of code. All I have to do is just click through the different frames that I have, and it takes me to different files, different lines of code, and it makes my life so easier. I don't have to skim through my repositories, look for the code, and try to find that line, right? And the best part here is, if I already know what the issue is, all I have to do is select that lines of code, and either I can ask a question, but because I also have my integration with Jira, I can raise a Jira ticket from here. And I can make it a task, I can make it a bug, or anything that your issue tracker supports. Right? And I can attach the comment history that is also available for that lines of code so that the developer gets enough context. That is the issue that I just created. Right? You can see the test issue right there. That's the one that I just created, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to show you something better. Now, you guys love your IDE, right? Let's say you love your car and you also love transformers. What if someone comes and tells you, hey, here is a transformer themed alloy wheels for your car? You'd love to buy that, is it? As long as it's not too expensive, you'd love to buy that, right? That is exactly what New Relic is trying to do, getting you those transformers themed alloy wheels for your IDE. Not really the alloy wheels for your IDE, but observability to your IDE. Imagine you're an engineering manager and you want all of your developers to have eyes on how their code is doing on production on any given day without them moving out of their IDE. As you can see on the screen, each of these methods that you have here also have something that is written on top of this. That's basically the golden signals that CodeStream is fetching from New Relic through integration with New Relic. All the developer has to do is click on the blue line that you're seeing there, and it says loading telemetry. That's a snapshot. Don't wait for something to load there. It's snapshot. There you go. You get the complete trend of how your services are performing in production right on your IDE. How cool it would be if you can actually add some thresholds on these code lenses. These, we call them code level metrics, right? And if there is a place where the response time is crossing a specific threshold, if you can see something, a red or a line or something that tells you, hey, this one is broken, how cool would that be, right? At the same time, you can also click on the service name that you're seeing right on top there, and that would take you to the famous APM summary page, which you almost all of you are already aware about, right? So, what are we trying to do here? We are super excited about all of these new capabilities that we introduced with CodeStream, right? And we want you also to be equally excited about it. So go ahead, test it out, and share the feedback with us. I also want to mention one point here that I mentioned so much about developers loving their IDE and all that. How many DevOps and SRE folks do we have here who don't write code? Guys, come on, let's beat the developers. Give me a scream, DevOps and SREs. Oh, there you go, at least much better, yeah. So, it's just not the developers who is using CodeStream today. Our customers who are also deploying infrastructure as code through Terraforms are also using CodeStream, right? I see a few people saying, yes, yeah, we'd love to use that. Obviously, if you have everything templatized and if you're maintaining everything in like one repository, obviously, if you want to do any changes, do you want to push it to production directly? Terraform apply? No, you don't want to do that, right? You want that to be checked, validated, and if everything goes fine, only then you want to push it to production. And the PRs, code discussion, everything is applicable exactly like how it's applicable to this code, also to all the Terraform templates, right? So CodeStream is an incredible step that we took to bring observability as a daily data-driven practice for all the engineers. All you have to do, go to the marketplace of your IDE, install the plugin, and then start using it. Share the feedback. We love feedback. There is also a data discussion that's going to happen about CodeStream today at 2:30. A little more detail. Just make sure that you attend that if you're interested in this. All right. Just before I leave, I'm going to take two to 3 more minutes. Software is the most creative and powerful medium that we have now, right? And building a great software is super complex, I would say. It is complex, right? Let's admit that it is complex. If you want to build a great software, it is going to be complex. So today, there is so much of data that you're bringing into New Relic. And few of our customers actually complain us. They come and say, there is so much of data that we are sending into New Relic, and there is so many capabilities in New Relic that at times it becomes so hard for us to navigate, right? And that's a good problem to have, and we are addressing that. Most of you must have already seen this new UI, the one with the left side rail. You must have already seen this. This is what we introduced recently as part of the new UI changes, which you can also collapse so that you can get better screen space. But at the same time, most importantly, how many of you know that you can actually personalize this left rail here? You can actually click on all capabilities, select whatever capability that you want, go there, and then just say pin, and it would start sitting on the left rail panel, right? Along with this, we want to make it as easy as possible for you guys to bring in data to New Relic. So we have templatized dashboards, alerts, visualizations across 500 plus different types of integrations. All you have to do is just go select that specific integration that you want. And for example, I selected Cloudflare logs here. It gives me a prompt to select the account. I select the account, and then that one gives me the list of instructions, how this integration can be successful. And once this is done, this one is going to add a lot of details in terms of the templates that I was talking about, be it alerts, dashboards, other visualizations, right? Last but not the least, we know collaboration is really important across your teams. Let's say you found something wrong on New Relic. What's the first thing that you do if you want to share it to someone else? You take a snapshot of it or share the link with someone else, maybe on Slack or somewhere else, right? What if you can do that through New Relic UI? We introduce comment section there, where you can actually tag a person there and then say, I see something wrong here, can we look at this? And you can also add a snapshot of that existing page to that comment, and it sits right there in the comments, right? And once you have the comments, all of this context is maintained in something called as discussions, and you will have all of this information available on New Relic itself. You really don't have to go to a different place to get all this information. So what are we doing? We're trying to make it simpler, personalized, and also collaborative. Simpler, you already saw how quickly you can bring data into New Relic. Personalized, you can personalize the UI as per your need. And obviously collaborative, because we definitely believe that collaboration is super important for engineering teams, right? So I hope this got you guys excited about CodeStream and the new UI. Thank you so much.